Talk Fitness. It's been a while. I've been extremely busy, which is kind of funny given that everything going on, still being in quarantine and whatnot. But just I've been so slammed. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to devote to you guys making videos and all that. But I hope to turn that around. But if you guys have any particular videos that you're wanting, any specific things that you're looking for, please let me know, and I'd be happy to really work on that, because I want to give you guys something that you're gonna find value in and really take and use. But for today, I'm just gonna do some push-up variations. There's tons of different push-ups out there, and the list could go on and on and on, and this video would be tremendously long. So I have somehow managed to narrow it down to 10 that I like. And I'm going to show you a couple of simpler ones that are going to target different areas of not only the chest, but we're going to also look at the triceps and then even the shoulders. So a couple different variations there. But I like dynamic stuff, so I'm going to show you as we get down into the get to the lower numbers on my list. We're going to start to see more movement than just pushing straight up and down. So a lot of dynamic stuff there, and then also some balance and stability added in there as well. So hope you guys will like this. Just spice up those push-ups, give it something new, something different, and let's get to it. Alright guys, so number 10, we're going to start off with just the traditional push-up. So obviously this is going to be the most standard, the basic, and all around very good. Generally hitting the push-up, this is what you're going to see. So we really want to focus on keeping the hands just outside shoulder width. So I've got my thumbs basically right at my shoulders. I'm going to keep my elbows flared out at about a 45-degree angle. So I don't want them tucked in tight. I also don't want them out super wide. So we're just going to get set here. Again, hands pretty much right beneath my shoulders. As I drop down, everything stays tight. Those elbows flare off to the side, and then we push right back up. So again, we're dropping down. Try to get to a 90-degree bend in those elbows, so get down as low as you can. You can go all the way chest to the floor, and then push all the way back up, but try to keep everything engaged and tight. Core, hips, legs, everything works here as we're controlling and pressing all the way down, all the way up. All right. After that, we're going to move into a diamond push-up. So this is going to be for the triceps, focusing more on the backside of the arms than the chest itself. So with this one, you can do just a narrow where your hands are just in tighter, but I'm going to come all the way in so that my hands form a diamond shape. I got my thumbs touching, my first finger, maybe even the middle finger's touching there. With this, we want to set the hands directly underneath the chest. And so we don't want them to come, too far forward to where it's in front of my face. I also don't want it down super low. So right over the base of the chest, so that as I drop down, it hits me right center chest, push all the way back up. Elbows are going to again flare off to the side, a little bit farther than that 45-degree angle. You guys will see a side view here as well. So we're dropping down, elbows flare out. I'm lowering my chest all the way to my hands, but you can stop again, just get as low as you can, and then push all the way back up. Again, still going to feel this a little bit in the chest, but it's going to focus more on those triceps. So then out to wide we go. So this is going to focus a little bit more on the shoulders. Again, still getting a bit of chest. Going to focus a little bit just wider as we're bringing it out wide. So with this, you can keep your hands facing normal, fingers forward, or you can even turn them out sideways. Get a little bit more width there as you're dropping down and up. But again, still focus on that range of motion. So I'm going to start basically hands at shoulder width, and then I'm going to take a step each way. Now they're nice and wide, well outside my shoulder width. I can drop all the way down, push all the way up, and here my elbows are going to stay flaring out to the sides here so that they stay kind of over top of my hands, and then back up we go. Like I said, we can go even wider with it, kind of go by your comfort level, and also how hard you want to push it toward the shoulders. And again, fingers can turn out, and we can keep doing it here. So we got a couple different ways that we can vary even one push-up. All right, so after the wide, we're going to come and bring the hands down. I mentioned we don't want to do this with the diamond push-up, but this is a specific way that we can hit a little bit lower on the pecs when we're doing a push-up. And it's by dropping the hands toward the waist. So with this one, as we get set, we're going to keep it in that normal shoulder width grip.
we're gonna then just shift our weight forward a little bit. So my hands just move from directly under my chest, now it's closer toward my waist. As I drop down, I'm gonna keep those hands right close to the waist and then push all the way back up. My feet are sliding a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of scoot back and forth here a little bit. But as I drop down, I want those hands to stay down near the waist, all the way back up. Again, elbows can flare off to the side a little bit, or they can tuck in a little close, and you'll engage those triceps along with a little bit lower on those pecs, because it's gonna control that weight a bit more, because you're having to really focus, keeping the core tight, engaging those chest muscles, because those hands are no longer right beneath the shoulders, they're down quite a bit lower toward the hips. All right, so that one is another variation there. If that hurts your wrists, having those fingers facing forward, you can turn the hands a little bit. So you can even rotate fingers toward your feet. That way your hands kind of turn all the way around. Then as you drop down, we're still gonna kind of fall forward, and hands are still back by the hips, a little closer to them at least. And we're gonna be doing kind of that C motion. You'll see it over here from the side view, but we're really wanting to get the chest engaged as much as possible, particularly focusing on those lower pec muscles. All right, so after that, we're gonna start moving into some bit more dynamic stuff here. So the next one that I have is, I call it a breakdancer push-up. Might be referred to by a number of different names, but basically what we're gonna do is a push-up, and then we're gonna do a leg kick through to one side. You can even flip all the way over, facing up toward the ceiling, and then rotate back around the other way. But that's the essence of it. So this starts to get a lot more core work built into just a push-up. So it's no longer gonna be just focusing on the chest. We're starting to really add in more and more muscles to the movement. So like I said, I like dynamic stuff, moving around more. We're gonna get into some plyos later, but for right now, let's just focus on that breakdancer. So again, we're getting that normal traditional stance with the hands just outside shoulder width. So my thumbs are kind of right underneath my shoulders. Everything stays flat, nice and tight, core engaged. So what we're gonna do is as we drop down, everything's normal, but as we push up, I'm gonna pick one leg up, and as I start coming up, I'm gonna turn my body, and I can either kick that leg through, just kick it to the side, or I can come all the way around, face up toward the ceiling, and then come back in. Set the other hand down, give me another push up, and then kick or twist all the way around. So we can do this fast or slow. I can move just halfway, maybe even keep this hand down so that I can balance and just get a little kick, or I can come all the way around, getting a full or good half rotation where I'm facing all the way up. All right, after the breakdancer, we're gonna keep things moving a little bit, but I'm gonna show you this stationary, and then kind of show you a little bit with the space that I have here, how it looks moving. So this can be done either way. This is called a Spiderman push-up. With this one, we're gonna basically be doing a push-up, but as we do, we're gonna bring one knee up to that same elbow. So the knee comes up, kind of just taps the elbow, and then we walk forward side to side. All right? You can do this in an alternating fashion as well, to where the left knee comes up to the left elbow as you're reaching forward. So that's generally how you do it when you move. If you're doing it stationary, it can be either or. So I'll show you the one where I want you to move around. I'll do it stationary first, and then I'll try and do a couple reps moving forward if we can do this here. So basically, to get us started, normal push-up stance again, but then as we're dropping down, I'm gonna tuck one knee up toward the same elbow. Then as I come up, just put that leg back down. Come down, push up, down, up, down, up. That is the simpler of the two versions because we're not walking forward and backward. Just staying stationary, pushing up and down as we bring that knee to the elbow. To add more movement to it, we're gonna try to walk. So with this, slow it down, make sure you maintain control the whole way through the exercise. But as we do this, what we're gonna start to do is, this is my left side. So my left knee is gonna come up to my left elbow. At the same time, my right side is gonna kind of walk forward. So my right arm's gonna reach forward, and then as I push back up, instead of straightening the left leg, I'm just gonna set it down right where it is. So it gets a lot closer to that left elbow. Then the next move, it's backwards. So I'm kind of doing this motion here with the arms as I'm pushing up and down, and the knee is gonna follow the arm around, all right? So let's see how well we can do this here. Again, shoulder width stance. Okay, so I'm gonna start dropping down, and as I do, left knee comes up to that left elbow. And at the same time, right arm goes forward, we drop down as we push up. I'm gonna leave that left leg right here, so it's staying closer to that left hand. Then as I come all the way up, I start to move forward and then drop into the other side. Right knee to right elbow. As we push up, right leg stays there, then we walk forward again. I'm already out of room. So I'm gonna turn this way and show you guys from another side angle. Hopefully get a couple more reps in here. So again, normal stance. As we move, I'm gonna slide that right arm forward, left knee drops and comes up to the left elbow. Then that left foot stays down. We come up and start walking forward, drop down, right knee to right elbow. We come up and we walk forward again. Now I can speed this up, but we want to make sure that we maintain that control all the way through. So if it's slow, that's fine. Make sure you're controlling that weight. Don't let yourself just drop to the floor uncontrolled. Try to lower yourself a little gently, especially if you're on some hard floors and not our cushioned, slightly cushioned gym floors there. All right, we're getting close, just past halfway. We're on number 4. So number 4 is an archer push-up. This is gonna be stationary, so we're not moving around a whole lot, a little bit of side to side. We're kind of doing an assisted one-arm push-up. So this is gonna be focusing a little bit more on the triceps again. One arm is gonna stay in close, tight to the body, like we're doing a tricep push-up, where our elbows stay in close, hands are narrow, but the other arm is gonna be way out to the side on fingertips. And so it's just barely helping us push up and lowering down. It kind of looks like we might be holding a bow here, fingers on the bowstring, so that's where the archer comes into effect. So we're gonna keep that one arm in close, the other is out wide. So with this one, everything else is normal. We start off getting into that normal stance. I'm gonna start with my left arm in close, right arm goes out wide, pretty much as far out as I can reach. And again, I'm gonna do this on my fingertips. You can do it palm to the floor if you need to, but for that added challenge, get up on those fingers. After that, we're just gonna drop down. Again, left elbow stays in tight, get as low as you can and push all the way back up. My right arm isn't doing as much as the left here. I want the left arm to take the brunt of the work, while the right arm just assists. Now I can do this 10 reps on one side and then switch however many reps you're doing, or we can alternate. One of the fun things I like to do is switch arms every single rep, but not move the hands. So with this one, we're gonna be shifting our weight side to side. So as we do this here, I'm gonna have right hand out wide, left hand in close. I'm gonna drop down, push up, and then change sides. Keep that right hand close. Left hand now just moves up onto the fingers. We drop down, right elbow in tight, come up, and we switch. Back and forth, side to side. Try to work all the way through one rep before moving to the other. So if I start moving before I'm done, it really starts to shift that focus a little bit more. So I want to keep pushing straight up till I get to the lockout, and then I'll shift to the other side. Do a rep, lock out, shift, back and forth there. All right, number 3 is a skydive push-up. So with this one, you'll see even more variations on this same exercise. But for me, it's another one hand flat on the floor, the other up on the fingertips. And then I've also got one leg in the air. The leg that's in the air is the same side as the arm that has a flat palm on the floor. So if my left hand is up on its fingertips, my left leg stays on the floor. I want to keep more stability on that side because this side is going to be a little bit weaker because it's on its fingers instead of on a full palm. So I'm going to start left fingertips, right palm. We're in a shoulder width stance here. Get both feet set. Then from here, because my right palm is flat, I'm going to lift the right leg up. And it doesn't need to be super high. It's right behind my head here, so you can barely see it there. If you have more flexibility, you can lift it higher, but do what you're able to. Just pick it up, and then from here, it's going to be a normal push-up. And we're just going to rep it out on this side, and then we'll switch to the left. Left leg up, palm drops down, right fingertips, and then here we go. Again, just get all the reps in on one side. All right, we're getting really close. I love doing plyo push-ups. So with this, I'm gonna get completely up off of the floor, feet and hands completely off. You can modify this either by simply doing hands off the floor, so your feet stay down. You can even go to a clap, so bringing the hands together in midair, get an audible clap, and then hands back to the floor. Work up to that. Make sure that you feel confident in your ability to catch yourself. If you need to, starting out, put a little extra cushion there, just in case you happen to slip, don't quite catch yourself. You don't want to get a bloody nose from this. Trust me, I've done it. It's just best to put that extra little precaution there. All right, so clap or a full plyo or half plyo, just getting the hands up off of the floor. It's going to be a traditional push-up, and all you're doing is adding in a powerful press so that your whole body leaves the floor. Legs are going to be incorporated here quite a bit because we're trying to get the feet up off of the floor as well. If all you do is push really hard with your arms and chest, your upper body's going to leave the floor, but your legs aren't going to move too much. So you got to engage your whole body here to lift everything up. Now, you can do this as fancy as you want, where just add in that clap, arms full forward in a Superman. You can go behind your back, try to do a behind the back clap. If you feel confident enough to do something like that, by all means, go for it. Push yourself and try to increase your ability to get up off of the floor higher and higher and reach around behind you for that clap. I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to see in front of the body clap and then a full-on plyo up off of the floor. All right? So again, hands set at about shoulder width. We're going to drop all the way down. Then as I come up, I'm just going to clap. Keeping my feet on the floor for a few reps, and then we're going to go with a full-on plyo. So you can simply do that, getting your upper body up off of the floor, or we can engage the full body and get into a full plyo there. Much harder to do that one. I can't even talk while I'm doing it because I'm focusing on keeping my core very tight so that I can really press and get my whole body up into the air. All right, there are 9 different push-ups. I saved my favorite for last, numero uno. I love doing a 4 med ball push-up. So with this, you have a med ball under each hand and each foot. You're holding a plank and you're going into a traditional push-up. I don't have med balls here at the house, so I'm going to use what I do have, which are a few sports balls. I got a basketball, I got a volleyball, a regular football, and then a Nerf football. So I'm going to set these out and get ready to go. So with this, you're incorporating far more muscles than simply the chest. Adding in the triceps, adding in shoulders, a lot of core work. Legs are involved. You're working your calves, your glutes. Everything throughout your whole body is working to some degree to hold yourself in balance on top of 4 moving objects. So as I get up on here, you're going to see my forearms are going to move, my hands are going to twitch. With every movement of the ball, my body has to adjust to stay in balance and then to lower down and push up. So it's going to be a lot of full body work, not just chest. This is one of my favorites because it challenges me to focus, to push harder, to work more than I have previously. I love doing this as a finisher to a chest or just an upper body workout because it's just phenomenal. I love this thing. So, getting set here, make sure we've got everything ready to go. we're gonna have those 4 balls underneath shoulders and feet here. So, this is gonna be tricky because I have 4 differently shaped objects. I've got 2 footballs, but they're different sizes. They also have different resistances to my weight. And then on front, I've got a basketball and a volleyball. Those are gonna be different as well. So this whole thing is fun. Plus then this floor is a little slick. So, let's see how well we do. Oh, there we go, we got it. All right, so first off is just balancing. Keep everything centered. Breathe through it even as you're keeping your core tight. I'm gonna go nice and slow. We're dropping all the way down and then pushing all the way back up. I'm trying to keep my elbows just flared off a little bit, but as the balls move, I gotta adjust every little bit to them moving even just a couple of centimeters. So it's tricky. This again will put more pressure on your wrists than a traditional push-up will. So if you do have carpal tunnel or any wrist injuries, tendonitis or anything like that, be mindful of it as you're going through this exercise because it is a bear on the wrists. All right, there we go. Those are my top 10. If I had to put a top 10 list together, those would probably be it. Traditional push-up, all around great chest mover. Diamond to put a little more pressure on the triceps. Wide to get a little more shoulder engagement. Waist, moving that focus a little bit towards the lower pec. And then we get into some of those dynamic movements. Breakdancers, getting a good twist through the body. Spidermans, that's just total body as you're moving forward. You can even do it backward. Archer push-ups, again, one arm assist push-up, so it focuses a bit more on the triceps. Skydive does kind of move it into the shoulders a little bit more as you're doing an almost inverted push-up. Plyos or flat push-up just engages more muscles, makes you push harder, gets more of those type 2 muscle fibers involved. And then the 4 med ball, just an all-around fantastic exercise to engage as many muscles as you can while still focusing on the chest. All right, guys, those are my top 10 favorite push-ups. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Subscribe, like this video if you did, and be on the lookout for more. If you have any videos that you'd like to see, any topics or things you'd like covered, please let me know as well. We'll catch you guys later. Take care.